Welcome to You Are History, Ohio Edition, a captivating series of interviews that spotlight the influential voices and impactful stories of Black leaders hailing from the vibrant state of Ohio. In this exclusive series, we delve into the lives, achievements, and experiences of trailblazing individuals who leave an indelible mark on their communities and beyond. Through engaging conversations and profound insights, we uncover these exceptional Ohio-based influencers' unique perspectives, challenges, and triumphs, showcasing the dynamic contributions of Black excellence in the Buckeye State. Join us on this enlightening journey as we honor these remarkable individuals' legacy, resilience, and innovation, affirming that in Ohio, as in the broader tapestry of history, they are not just making history, they are history. Don't forget to like, share, and comment where you're watching.
I have been broadcasting for since 2006, and I want to say around 2007, 8, somewhere around there. There was this young man that was doing flag football, and he was the rave, and he was just starting out, and it was Youngstown flag football, and we didn't have a whole lot of internet or anything else. All we had was, you know, what we doing.
Right.
And I asked him to come down and interview with me as he was building his teams out in Boardman, I want to say in the middle school lot. And this young man was he was the coach, the organizer, the commissioner, the NFL, the marketing, and internet was just coming around, and he was just trying to get his kids involved in it. And he came on my show, and to this day, over the years, I don't get to see him often, but I smile so often, and I'm so proud when I hear his name because he has succeeded. He is pressing, and now we have young men who are playing all over the world who started right in Boardman, Ohio, with Mr. Giles, who have stayed out of prison, stayed out of trouble, who have called him as a coach, as friends. He's helped with diversity in our areas to make sure that black folks and white folks and kids and of all colors and ages and sizes and race and ethnicities and social economic backgrounds could play together and learn from each other. And so that's my opening for Mr. Elliott. So I'm gonna let you tell him, or let him tell you who he is. Where you come from, Elliot? Where you been? How you doing? How's the family?
I've been blessed, Tracy. Thank you for the opportunity to come and speak with you and, just talk a little bit about, just the growth of flag football and what it has done for me. I'm just a guy from Miami, Florida. Um,
Florida.
yeah, Miami, Florida, born and raised. Um,
You in Ohio, man?
yeah, I know, right? Tell me about it. So right out of high school, I went to school in Idaho, believe it or not. Spent 2 years out in Idaho, um, played football out there. And in 1997, I transferred here to Youngstown to play football under Jim Trussell. Great father figure to me. And as they say, the rest is history. I ended up staying here, started a family, um, started my flag football leagues, as you mentioned. And flag football has been
But let's go
integral.
back. Let's go back because you said you came here. You were raised in Florida.
Yes.
What was it like being raised in Florida versus here as a young man?
Well,
What
you
are
know
the
what? It's two
besides you
different
guys
life.
had sunshine. Besides you
It's
had
two different
sunshine.
lifestyles, right? I mean,
In what
obviously,
way?
and
In what
because
way?
obviously when I was in Miami, you know, I was a child, right? You know what I mean? I didn't get to experience the nightlife or whatever. I
No, I'm just
experienced.
talking about as a child being raised in Florida. What was it like?
It was it was wonderful because I had a lot of family. I have a big family.
Okay.
Just
Who's your mom and
cousins.
dad? Who's your
I'm
mom and
sorry.
dad? Who's your mom and dad?
My father Randall, who passed away a year and a half ago. Rest in peace. My mom, Sezi Giles, who's still living in Miami. All of my immediate
And what is,
family.
and who was she? What kind of mom was she?
She was a mom that any child can ask for. You know, she was hard on me. She was a mother. Obviously, she's a mother. She pampered me when she had to, and she was a disciplinarian when she needed to. But my dad took the brunt of the discipline action, and I am the man I am today because of the way my father raised me and the way he instilled discipline in me. And again, I owe a lot to all both of my parents. Me and my sister, we do.
So
But
Elliot, so slow. We got to slow down a little bit. So what was one of the lessons that you learned from your parents and from your dad
I
that
think
you carry?
more than anything, just respect, accountability,
In what
um,
way? In
just
what way? What
just
what
just in your
way?
own actions, just accountability in your own actions, and just being nice to people. Just being nice, just generally being nice. If you, my dad used to always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything, and just be humble, no matter what's happening. That's in sports, that's in life. Just be a humble, very humble individual, because it can be taken away. It can be, there's so many things that can happen in your life, but if you stay level key and stay humble, a lot of things will, play in your factor. So those are life lessons that I've taken with me even to this day, and I try to instill in my children now.
How many children do you have now?
I have four,
And what are their ages?
19, 17, 12, and 5.
Oh wow.
Yes, ma'am.
And so when we look at Black history, and I don't think you know that we're making history, and you've made history,
I
and
try.
you and developing, because remember every day is a chapter closed, and teaching young men the fundamentals of football so that they don't get hurt, teaching them skills, because remember we don't have the community that we once had
Hmm.
when I grew up, because I'm a little bit older. And so creating that environment and and knowing that environment is important. What do you say to that? Because you, as well as Derek Tolles, you guys said, okay, this is what was missing. This is what's going on. I need to fix it. And both of you guys got claws, and you guys jumped in and was like, and it was over.
Yeah, Derek is doing a great thing out there with Inspiring Minds. I never had a chance to actually meet him, but I know people that know him
We're
very
gonna make
well.
that happen
Yeah,
because you guys need to
absolutely.
know
Yeah,
each other because you
he's
guys are
been
in the
doing a
same
lot.
vein.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot for the community, almost to a different effect. You know what I mean, from a school standpoint, community standpoint, and I commend him, whatever, everything that he's doing with these children is unbelievable. Definitely. I think with flag football, like you said, there was a need for it. And before I started my youth league, I had been doing adult flag football, and I knew that there was a need for it. And I was taught a long time ago, there's a need, you need to fulfill it. And that's what I did, right? I started in spring of '07. This upcoming spring will be 18 years. Um, and 17 years, excuse me, 17 years. And it's just, again, I'm just humbled by it, right? The success that we've had, the lives that we've been able to impact on and off the field, not just locally, but regionally and nationally. Flag football has been a big stay point here in Youngstown, and I'm happy for it.
Where are you guys? What are you guys doing now? Where are you guys playing now? Because you guys are no
Well,
longer in the field at Boardman Middle School, are you?
no, we vary. Like I said, each season, our locations vary, just due to availability. We go from, we've been at Mill Creek Park, we've been in Boardman, we've been in Austintown. This upcoming season, now we're going to be playing our games at Youngstown at South Range High School. Thankful for them. Nice to be able to play on turf. Kids, would be a great experience for the kids. So, it varies, right? No, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I would love to be able to have a plot of land that I can call my own and just have it our league there every year. But you go wherever
You
you
go
can
where
get
the opportunity is.
exactly. Go wherever you can get space and like you said, availability. So we're excited for this upcoming spring, and flag football is not slowing down. I mean, you see the marketing, the NFL is behind it. It's not slowing down. It's not. I mean, people are not
So
going to stop having kids, so it's here to stay.
no, it's definitely here to stay. So as a black man in America today, and you're a young black man still plowing your way through, what are the motivations that keep you moving? Because every day is not an easy day. 4 kids and a wife, life be lifing, work be working, people be peopling, and you're dealing with lots of personality, lots of kids, and lots of responsibility. And there are some mornings, as we all have, rolling out ain't easy.
Right.
How do we tell our young people and the people that you got to keep on moving?
Well, like I tell my kids, no, life slows down for nobody. Life is hard, but life definitely favors the ones that work hard and they grind. Um, don't make excuses. be accountable. Like I said, be accountable for your actions, be accountable for how you treat people. And, like I said, when you work hard, life seems to favor that. And I've been a testimonial to working hard and doing what I do with flag football and expanding my brand, to different counties here in Northeast Ohio. And I'm happy to do it. I mean, there's no better joy than to watch kids and families smile because the kids having a great time doing something they love. So
The
to answer the
integrity.
question, what it's like, it's just no different from a black man, white. It doesn't matter your race. If you work hard and what you want and you dedicate it and what you do, life seems to favor that.
The obstacles of life. The obstacle. I mean, there's just obstacles everywhere, and a lot of us make a lot of excuses because we don't think that everybody has obstacles. They're just different. And whether you come out of a two-parent, one-parent home, no matter where you are, life is just moving. And how and as role models today, as influencers, as local influencers, as coaches, how do we begin to communicate that it's okay to not be at 100 every day?
Um, that's a good question. That's a real good question. You know what I mean? A lot of some of the kids that I've coached, I've had, unique opportunities to, get to know them on a personal level. Young men that have played for me that are, grown now, married, have kids. And when they do ask me, for advice, I just try to give them the best advice that I can. Obviously mimicking or piggyback on what they've been told from their parents and things like that. That, you know what I mean? Just life is hard. It is. It's not easy, right? It's not. But nothing worth getting is going to be easy. So as long as you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter what you want to do, whether it's, whatever type of job you have, education you have, you're willing to work hard, things will happen for you. So I just try to, again, use some of my life experiences, some of the mistakes I've made in my life that has brought me to where I am right now. And I'm not perfect, but again, it's all about having accountability and accepting responsibility for your actions and moving on and just keeping one foot forward as you continue down the path of life.
You were blessed enough. You mentioned him earlier. Since you're the first one to interject his name into the series, let's talk about Black history and Jim Tressel
Hmm.
and his impact on a lot of black men.
Well, Jim Trust was like a father to me.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying.
he,
So Jim Tressel, he coach, white coach with the, nerdy coach with the sweater.
Yeah, he fit sweater vest. He ain't nobody nerd, but yeah, he definitely listen. He'll give you a look that screamed more louder than anything he could have said. That's for sure.
So tell me, how do you cultivate that relationship? Because the people that I know, a lot of men who have played with him and for him, they all say the same thing. And when you look at Black history, everything Black history ain't black.
Right.
Not that influences us. And sometimes we have to take down our misconceptions and our own prejudices about people to let them in so that they can mentor us and become that father figure.
Right.
Can you? Because a lot of times we don't learn that. All white ain't wrong.
There isn't. Now, some of my best friends are white.
You can't say that
Some of the
anymore.
best coaches, some of the
And
best
how?
coaches I've been around are white.
So how do you break? Because you understand, there's a polarizing figure in America today that's not real. Some of my biggest supporters are white.
Hmm.
People that got my back closer than some of my brothers and sisters.
Yes, ma'am.
And we need to put down the race and lift up the people.
I agree. I agree. I think that
Because you do. I
judge
mean, we deal with
people.
it every day. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, you just judge people by their actions, right? And that's again, there's another thing I tell my children and anyone who asks is that you judge people on how they treat you, not by what you hear. And like I said, some of the best people that I've been around, interacted with, were white, right? And
In
there's one of
2024, you watch television, you see what's going on, you see, and where we are as Black history, Black men, Black males moving forward. And the victimhood that we still are trying to break through to victorious,
Hmm.
but a lot of people still carry it, that we can't walk into being a victim anymore
Right.
and overcoming it so that we can be free.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. I agree. It's all a state of mind. Um, and I think, again, like not feeling sorry for yourself. Everyone has obstacles. Lord knows I've have had them, but it's how you handle them, how you overcome them, how you channel them to help you in life, and just learn from them. You don't lose, you learn. And
and,
again,
and
I'm not
hitting
perfect.
them head on.
Right? Absolutely, I'm not perfect, but I've learned from my mistakes in life, like everyone else, I'm sure, and I just try to do the best I can, be the best father I can, and go from there.
This series is really about highlighting the living history that I see. Because I see you making history every day. I see you blazing trails along the way, and we're all working through it.
Thank you.
And people have a hard time talking about themselves. But if I don't interview you and get what you have in you out, I'll never be able to replicate it to my sons, because not all of us have had the opportunity to have a black male in our life.
Yes, ma'am.
And some people take that for granted, but when you don't have it and you don't have men in your life at all, you have to glean it from everywhere else. And when there's some good black men out there that are doing their best to become just everyday people, just
Yes,
doing it,
ma'am.
um, we need to celebrate them, and we celebrate you. How many children have come through? Do you know?
Oh man, I think year to date, just in Youngstown, we probably impacted over 20,000 kids. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's a major corporation, dude.
No, it's a lot. When you really think about it, now obviously we have a lot of kids that return, but altogether, probably over 20,000 kids in 17 years. And again, it's very humbling to know that we can do that and have a little small part of their life that was impacted positively, right? With flag football, and that means a lot to me.
Do a lot of them go through and go all the way through and play football all the way through? Because
Um,
you still keep it fun. I mean, you make
Obviously,
sure everybody still plays. I mean, you still
yeah,
make it
flag football, yeah,
juvenile.
flag football is different when from that standpoint where we focus on playing time. We want kids to be out there playing. We've had a handful of kids, play college ball on multiple levels. Heck, even Lynn Bowden, one of the greatest athletes ever come out of this area. He played flag football for a brief time. You know what I mean? So it's like, you have testimonials that you see kids achieving success even after their days of flag football, and that's kind of makes us proud to know that they were a part of our league to some extent at some point.
And how does the discipline work? Because you have, you're pretty, you try to prepare them for the discipline of athletics.
Well, I think it's more of a mental standpoint, right? Just a mental discipline. To be honest with you, and I impact those kids are more so for my travel teams that I get to interact with on a more
Okay.
personal level. And I try to honestly just every chance I can talk about my experiences when I played and the examples of when I didn't have mental toughness, right? Or when I wasn't being accountable for my actions or I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Hold on one second.
Uh huh.
Supposed to do. Sorry about that. I do have those examples, and I try to tell them, listen, I'm human too, right? I'm not just Coach Giles that you saw that played at YSU, did all these great things. I'm a human too. I made mistakes, but those mistakes made me into the man I am today. And hopefully, you can learn from those. And to their credit, a lot of the kids listen. You know what I mean? And they take heed to that advice, and they take it. They use it however they see fit.
So now, let me go back to college for a little bit.
Sure.
Black man in college, Youngstown State University,
Yes, ma'am.
athlete. You know, you guys are always good looking.
Yeah. Okay. That's
So, you know, you guys still lead the campus no matter what. What do you say to young black men when they're going into college, leaving home, new environment? Because there's a whole new world out there, and there's a lot going on when you first get
There is.
on that
No,
campus.
amen to that. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, the few times that I've had opportunity, where young men have come to me and ask for that specific type of advice, I just tell them, just live, live on the morals and the grounds that your parents, instilled in you. That's really all you can do, right? It's just really just be responsible, because again, there's a lot of distractions out there with when you go to college. I just try to teach them or tell them, listen, just be humble, work hard, especially if you're going to college for sports. Work hard, you know what I mean, and just like I said, just be accountable for what you need to do in school. And be honest with you, a lot of them thank me for it, man. They come back after college and say, thank you, Coach Giles, what you said, it really helped me. And that's what I love. That's the part I love. Sorry about that.
And that's what I need, because that's what we need to hear, because a lot of people don't get to talk to you.
Right.
You
You're
know,
right.
and people don't realize that they don't get to talk to you. Wave, you say hello, you're very cordial, you're very nice. You shake their hand, you answer their questions, but to have a conversation with someone for a period of time to find out who they are, we don't do that often.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
And there is a dynamic man behind the coach.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
That has, I mean, and so those life experiences and getting to ask you about going to college,
Yes, ma'am.
because we don't. I mean, because you got to study hard, work hard, play hard.
Oh, it's not easy. Being a student athlete in college is like a job. And that's another thing I tell kids when they ask. I mean, it's not easy. It's not. It's not. I mean, we have to juggle a lot. And sometimes student athletes want people to feel sorry for them. Trust me, they don't. That's a choice that you made when you go to college, and you know what's expected of you, and you have
What
to
do you
adhere to it. That's
what
just
do you
what it is.
what do you think about the kids getting paid now? What do you think
I
about
think
this?
I think I think for those that earn it, they deserve it. To be perfectly honest with you, if you, I think it's a little. You can look at both sides of it,
Hmm.
but for all the athletes before them that should have been getting paid, right now they're just what they're doing is the right thing. I mean, I'm sure you look at both sides and have an argument either way. I'm for it if a kid is that gifted and can generate money for college, which a lot of these kids do. They should be able to benefit from it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I agree. I agree, because it's just different now. Things are
Yes,
just
ma'am,
the
it is.
world. We're in a different world.
Oh no, hands down for sure.
Um, Football is changing. It has evolved. It now is big bets. It's big money.
It is.
Where What do you think about it being still the number one um, accomplishment of Americans' young youth? If you
What's
ask
that?
a young man, you ask them what they want to do when they grow up, they tell you they want to play football.
Well, yeah. I mean, if
If
that's
you
if that's
ask them
what
what they
the study
want to do,
shows,
they want to be play football or they want to be Beyonce, one of the two.
if that is true, I mean that's everyone, you want all our kids to have goals, right, in life. At one point, I wanted to play in the NFL, right? But I think that with me though, I was humble enough to understand that I had my shot. I took a shot at it. It didn't work out. I move on with life. But also tell anyone that asked, or if they were to say that, or if my child was to say that, I was like, you can want that, right? I read a quote one time that says everyone wants to have like D1 goals or NFL goals, but they don't have NFL work ethic, right? They don't have an NFL mindset. So they're not willing to put the work in, but they want the results. So yeah, anything's possible. I would never tell any child or anyone that they can't do anything. Anything's possible, right?
Right.
But there are
Elliot,
things that need
I
to
want to
happen.
be Whitney Houston.
You want to be Whitney Houston?
I want to be
Well,
Whitney.
anything's possible.
No, it ain't.
But some
No.
things just are God given,
Re,
like
re,
talent.
re, reality has to come in. And
Right?
we
Yeah,
have to
to
have,
a
and
certain
that
extent.
reality check
To a
has to
certain
come in
extent,
and
yeah.
say,
Yep.
Cat Williams can't go play for the Lakers being a
Right.
starting guard.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Right. Yeah. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah.
so,
I mean,
and so what I'm saying, when we look at these things and our young people and going to college and exposing them to being around athletic businesses,
yes, ma'am.
Is that door opening any? Because I mean, when you go to the football game, there's more money outside the football game than there is on the field.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that. Yeah, that's
But
one
when
way
you
of
look,
looking at it.
but when you look around at the commerce and the interaction of people that are there, it may or may not be you and I,
Yes, ma'am.
and we may need to shift some of our athletic goals so we can be a part of the game and be a part of the game and not get hit.
Absolutely right. Hold on one second. You pause. I need to
Sure.
the 1 second.
And I pray that my editing skills are going to be perfect when I get done with this.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
So, what does Black History mean to you?
You know what? I think that Black history is all about recognition. Um, I think that I have a obviously I have respect for my culture and the people that came before me and the past that they have laid for not just me but for all African Americans. But I also believe in the equality for everyone. Again, my kids are biracial. You know what I mean? And I think that at the end of the day, we all search for the perfect world where we all can just, like Dr. King said, live amongst each other as one, and just be, nice to people, and and just take this opportunity to reflect and just understand where you come from. And I'm reminded of it every day. Just through my family, my heritage, and my culture and things like that. But again, I respect everyone, and Black history obviously means a lot to me, being a Black male, and I just want to make sure that I do my part to help the kids of this community, everyone, everywhere, and just treat everyone the same way. Everyone treat everyone nice, and with a smile, and just be who I am. Just be who I am.
You mind me asking you about being in a biracial relationship?
Sure. What about it?
When you look at Black history and you look at Black pride, sometimes we get misidentified or misunderstood because we date someone because we love them.
Hmm.
Love doesn't have doesn't have a color that comes with it.
Correct.
And when it comes down to prejudices, Black history, sometimes people think that people lose their blackness, and I don't think that's true. I just think that I'm Black, and my culture is Black, and I'll always be Black. But I found someone that I love that loves me, and people are people, and everyone has to learn how to live together from different homes.
Agreed.
And when you go out, a lot of people don't see that way all the time, and a lot of times they're not nice. They're not pleasant, Black and white, and we don't mention it. We don't say nothing. I mean, we endure it. You see it, but you see the attitude shift. You see the disrespect. You see the contention that should not be, because I found somebody that loves me.
Well, I think that in my experience, I'll be completely honest with you.
Please.
Luckily, I have not experienced racism like that.
Okay,
And I'm very fortunate for that, to be perfectly honest with you.
that's a blessing.
Even in my time in Idaho, you know what I mean? I've never experienced racism face front, right? Like you see virally on TikTok or whatever, stuff like that, unfortunately.
So
So I'm
you've
very
never had
fortunate.
that experience.
No, no, I've never had that experience where I've been quote unquote mistreated because of who I was with or whatever. So I'm very thankful for that, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm not going to, make up a story about how I reacted to it. It's never happened. So, but again, though, I've also understood, like I said, where I am, understood the room, been able to handle myself accordingly, and just like I said, just be a respectful human being, nice to everybody, and not give sometimes, and not saying people do, but not even thinking about giving anyone a reason to interact that way with me. If I can help it, right? Sometimes you can't help it, but if I can help it. So yeah, I can't. No, I can't really speak on that because I never experienced racism like that. So,
And
and I
that's a
hope people
blessing.
hate it. I hate it. Obviously, no one should have to experience things like that.
That's a blessing, and it needs to be said because not everyone has the same experience, and people don't realize not everyone experiences the same things.
Agreed. Absolutely. And I'm sure there's people that have experienced it 10 times, 20 times. You're right.
Correct.
My heart goes out to them. And I hope that, you know, um,
But you
and-
said something. You said something. You said, I have an attitude.
right.
I have a mind consciousness
Absolutely.
that
One
when
thing,
I'm in a room,
absolutely.
that you
1000.
command the room and you demand respect because you respect everyone.
Absolutely. I think that that is very important. And to me, you know what I mean? Is how you interact with people, how you handle, how you conduct yourself, how you treat people. And like I said, some things you can't control, obviously, but the things you can control, tell my kids all the time, you can control how you interact. You can control what you say. You can control how you act. You can control who you touch or whatever. And more times than not all the time, not all the time, but more times than not, that will lead to positive things happening, positive interactions, or no interactions, right? I mean, depending on the circumstance, that could happen as well. So again, I just try to say keep my head down, work hard, be a good role model to my kids, and just show them that working hard and just being nice to people will get you far in life. It will, and that's what is we're hopefully that's what we're all looking for and searching for as human beings.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Again, I'm so proud of you. You represent a black man well,
Thank you,
and
Chris.
and
That
that
means a
and
lot.
that says a lot because it's hard to be a black man in America and then people celebrate you too because we don't celebrate enough
Yes, ma'am.
how great you guys are. Because all men are great in my opinion, but I just happen to be a black woman who loves black men, and I thank God for you and what you're doing, your family, your wife, who stands by you.
I appreciate it. Thanks a
And I
lot.
appreciate her because I'm quite sure as great as you are, she deals with, the wife deals with the life.
So they say. So they say. So they say.
And then you deal with us.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, when does your season start this year?
We actually start here. Registration ends the end of next week, and then our season is scheduled to start middle April. So we're just getting down to the nitty gritty and getting around the busy time, and this is what I love to do. So not complaining. I love it, and ready to impact some more lives positively, and get ready for another season.
Elliot, thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. I'll definitely be in touch. All right.
Okay.
Take care.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to each viewer who has joined us on this journey through your history. Suppose you have found inspiration, insight, and connection in the stories shared by our remarkable guests. In that case, we invite you to consider supporting the continuation of community programming like this through a donation. Your contribution will help us amplify diverse voices, celebrate rich histories, and foster meaningful dialogue that uplifts and unites us all. We also extend a special thank you to our sponsors, whose generous support has made this series possible. May your history continue to resonate in your hearts and minds, inspiring you to embrace the beauty of diversity and the power of unity. Thank you for being a part of this transformative journey, and we look forward to welcoming you back for more engaging and enlightening content in the future. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, and give God the glory.